I find it interesting. Robert Geraldo Rivera is a very interesting guy because he's involved in some really big conspiracies out there. Like the first one was like nobody knows this, but like when you learn the fact, you're like, that's nuts. It's like, Geraldo Rivera is the first person to show everybody the Zapruder film.
There's
And
no
I'm
doubt. I cut my teeth on the JFK assassination when I'm a young guy watching from New York. There he is on Good Night America, bringing Robert Groden on. I did a documentary called, believe it or not, years later, called "I Shot JFK: The Shocking Truth." We interviewed a gentleman named James Files. It was actually an interview I inherited from a gentleman who had shot that interview and was an investor in trying to show that the JFK assassination was not a single gunman named Lee Harvey Oswald. So James Files, believe it or not, was someone that Geraldo's people should have known about back in the day, but they didn't. And basically, because James Files came out when years later, believe it or not, a Hollywood story, Dick Clark Productions had the ability to make a documentary or special about James Files in 1994. That was before Alien Autopsy was even on Fox. And literally, they blocked that documentary because one skeptic who didn't believe the conspiracy theory by the name of Epstein, very famous debunker, he literally shot that show down. So years later, I came on and did a documentary called I Shot JFK, where we introduced James Files. So it all started with Geraldo Rivera back on Now It Can Be back on, excuse me, before that, of course. It was Good Night America, ABC, 11:30 at night. Geraldo brought on Robert Groden, who analyzes the Bruder film, and you can see JFK, of course, lunging forward and then lunging backward as apparently he gets shot from the front. I guess to this day, that's got to be one of the most fascinating sequences ever. And in the Mandela Effect Phenomenon, we talk about the JFK assassination, believe it or not.
We're gonna get into your movie right now because we all love the topic, so we're super excited that you're on
No,
to
but it's just
discuss it.
easy to mention. So it was right there, But yeah,
Yeah,
you're
it's
right.